in class, I think I was in class 4, 5. I make a bet with someone. The bet was very simple. He came up with a trick. If you can roll your hand mbele hivi and
This is
moja
the one for the opposite side.
Yes. So he says that it's practically impossible, that no one can do it. And so I pick it as a rumor. So I imagine it's not possible. So I go try it on class 6 guys. Is it class 6? The guys who are
Who are
one
ahead
class
of you,
ahead.
yeah.
Yes. And the guy does something close to that. And I have to agree that, yes, he has done it. So the bet was 5 shillings. 5 shillings was a fortune then. Okay? So I don't have the 5 shillings.
And
So
you have lost the 5 shillings.
I don't have it.
No, I mean, you've bet for 5 shillings.
I bet for 5 shillings.
And the guy does
which
it.
I don't have.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and he does it. So I have to pay the 5 shillings.
Yes.
So I find my way out of this. We agree that, okay, now I don't have the 5 shillings. But every day that I don't have the 5 shillings, we'll add 1 shilling on top. So tomorrow, it was very easy to solve conflict that way. Like we meet, his name was Steve. Nini yangu, and he was a very patient man. We were like 6 bob. So we got to a place where to meet, we weren't even greeting each other. 15 bob, like an unwritten contract. It gets to 30 bob, 30 shillings.
And what are you doing during this period? Are you not looking for the money?
So where am I getting the money?
When you were making the deal, where did you think you'd get the money from?
I was investing in the impossibility of that thing. I invested in the impossibility.
Okay.
I guess I didn't believe in miracles then, as in that much. So it gets to 30 shillings, and he decides now it has to stop here. Okay? Like it's 30 bob and it's
30. Because that means that's 25 days now. It's actually a month. Yeah.
And now we are closing, so he wants his money. And now he offers me a deal. Because I can't afford it. And he pige to malizane. Like, what the hell? As in, what kind of arrangement? As in, how is physical assault worth 30 bob as in compensation? And I think he eventually forgave me. But growing up, I learned the hard way because I've paid a lot of school fees. For us to do conversations on money, I've paid a lot of school fees. Because he forgives me. But then later in life, I find that it's very easy to spend money that you don't have. It's very easy to think I can get out of this situation by postponing the payment of... what's the hassle of getting 6 bob? I know I can't ask my mom for money, right? And then we postpone. Eventually it catches up with you. I didn't learn in primary school. In high school, I make 2 serious money mistakes. 2 serious money mistakes. Number 1, I invest in rumors again.
in impossibility again.
And this actually teaches me very deep lessons. So I was addicted to phones. In our era, your phones have started coming out in terms of we have the flap phone, we have the slide phone. I think this before the Chinese phones hit the market, the Motorola V3, the Samsung E250. I had those Nokia N series. I had them. As in, I could just binge on magazines, like looking at phone features. And that was my dream. I think if I had knowledge of YouTube then as a phone review, I think that would have made a legit career for me. So I had friends talking. These phones, they are selling for 60,000. You can get them at the black market for 5K. And I believed it. So I always knew that when people get sent home for school fees, I was among the first. So, and there's a place in Embu. I grew up in Embu, where they used to let me say, people assume they smoke weed, like it was a base, like people idle. So in my head, I assumed this is the black market people were talking about. This is the black market where you get a 60K phone for 5,000. Okay, so I promised my friends that I can get them, the phones. I have no idea. I just heard people talking about black market. So I promised my friends that I can get you black market phone. Kwanza I remember specifically, Nokia 6300. I think it was 6K. So now my friends give me 6K, and I know I'm going to get the phone for 4K. Because I hear, like, how much does... And I think we are investing purely on rumors. Like, we are going through a magazine with my friend, like, unaona kama inaweza toka how much on the black market? Sema 4K. Or like, okay, sawa. And then I made a commitment. So now my friend, I think one friend, I get one investor who trusts me with 6K. So I get sent home for school fees. And the first thing I do, one of my dreams, in Embu stage, there's a place where they sell samosas and sausages. And my dream, even going to the market with my mom, was one day, I'll eat a sausage from this place. So I have 6K from my friend, and I know I'll get a phone for 4K, black market. 4,000. I first stop at the sausage place to eat the profit.
The 2K.
No,
Your perceived
1,500. I think 1,500. Was it sausages and samosas? As in, this was a stash enough to take me through the weekend before I get to school. Yes. That was the idea. And I don't think I even ate 10 sausages before I felt like throwing the rest away. Because there's also one problem. I couldn't go home with these things. I'll have to explain to my mom. But then I don't remember what I did with the 500, but I made sure that I ate the profit first, and then I was left with
enough to buy the phone
in the black market. Yeah. Reality check hits me on Monday when I'm supposed to go back to school. Kwanza someone tells me, black market, Buddha, they will even steal the 4K that you have. Like a buenda show up with that money. So now I can't go to the black market with the 4K because I've already eaten the profit, so I have to look for a phone. It was a lie. I couldn't get a phone. Luckily, I had someone give me a phone that I could pay the rest later. I bought them a Motorola L3. There was a L6. There was a Motorola L6. It was a very neatly designed phone by then standards. It was like the block version of the Motorola V3. So I buy that phone, but he's not satisfied, and remember, I'm in trouble. And my mom and my parents used to pay school fees in installments, so like bribing the teachers, but officially. Like they would get a receipt for the 2K I was sent to school back to school with. So now my love for phones links me up with a friend. He's in politics now, so I won't mention him. I don't know how this would affect him. So they were doing exams. They were a class ahead of me. So I have already fixed myself in a situation. I have fixed myself in a situation that I don't even know how to get out of, right? I owe someone some money from the top up of the phone. The person I brought the phone for is not happy, but I told him, these are the ones that zilikuwa kwa black market. I think Ngeta iko imeshika sana around that time. So now, I go back to school. Then a friend of mine comes with an idea. I have not paid the 2K school fees that I'm supposed to give the teacher. My mom. Yes. So now, my friend Dicky comes. I have David's phone, the guy in a class ahead of me. It was some Nokia and Nini. And he tells me that I know a guy. We had people who used to sneak out of school, alafu they come back with ngumus, like the donuts. Ngumu was 5 bob outside the gate. If you enter the gate TV, 20 bob. Like, you could have, we had people who, yani zile takataka boys eat. You could have, we used to go to church on Sunday, someone can buy a ngumu just because of, people used to get, how much profit is that in percentage?
That's what?
Almost 75%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because from 5 to 20, 100% is
almost 400%, right? Profit. So you go buy a ngumu, unabebea mtu hapa. Imagine, there isn't even a such, just for the confidence, someone earns 15 shillings. But there are people who are doing it on large scale. And there are people who used to sneak out of school to go get it. Kingia kwa gate from 15, 20 shillings. No risk, no reward. I think that's the principle. So now, Dicky comes and tells me he knows someone who, if we just call them and give them the seed money or 1,500. They will bring us ngumus and we won't have to sneak and we'll sell them. And I was
But
like,
that would be how many? That's 1,500 divided by 5. That's like 300.
I wasn't even doing the math like that. My math was 1,500 ngumus. I'll multiply the money by 4. We make 6,000. And then
You get the 2,000 to pay.
So my friend agrees that he'll give me the 4,500. He'll take the 1,500 to continue investing. I started doing the mathematics with the end goal of 4,500. I'm like, I'm sorted. I could even do this twice and get my own phone, right? So I start thinking of the end away from the process.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? Let's call the guy. We get him the 1,500, okay? So he's supposed to bring the ngumus via the fence. And as the senior investor, I don't want to involve myself with the dirty work or the processes of the company. We know our target is ngumus should come at 5:30. At 5:30, at 5:30, as we target breakfast at 7, because we have everybody covered. We're actually taking orders, like Mali nakuja at 7. And then the guy who's supposed to bring ngumus somehow oversleeps. And I think that gives me the impression why bosses get mad when people get late for work. Because this guy oversleeps, and I think 7, he has not arrived. So we keep calling. So now, we have the option of dropping the gig because it's too dangerous now, okay? It's too dangerous. So we have the option of dropping the gig. Now, we probably consider the next day. But mimi nilikuwa najua by 8 a.m.
Nataka hiyo pesa.
Hiyo pesa iko. Like imeingia, it's like a sure bet, okay? Then, it happens that I insisted. Let him just bring it. Then Diki says, so let's go. The guy comes and throws the ngumus over the fence, sidio? And he goes, and I don't know where the teacher on duty pops out.
Yeah.
So Diki, in his wisdom, throws the ngumus na hiyo gunia inside the nearest classroom. I remember it was Form 1 East.
They came
I
in
was
a
in
gunia.
Form 2 then. Yes, they came in a gunia.
There were that many.
Yeah, they came in a kagunia. So now, this, as a Form 2, I assume, and I think Diki, in his wisdom, thought the Form 1s will be scared. They won't touch that. But njaa ni mbaya. Njaa ni mbaya. Like, hunger is bad. Even in the Gen Z movement, you see what hunger is making, the things hunger is making people do. So they scramble for the ngumus, and then now the teacher comes. They couldn't eat all of it. Ngumu is there. Now, I'm dealing with a different level of problem now. I'm in trouble over the phone, right? I've invested part of the school fees, right? Right? I've invested part of the school fees, okay? And now I'm like, so this is a new layer of trouble on top of the trouble I was already in, right? So people get back from the assembly. There's a commotion kidogo. The principal gets called. But then now I put my investment in hope. I hope that Diki will not snitch. And I'm pegging all my hope because in Govio Boys High School, we had 2 categories of people. People who had grown up in Nairobi and other urban areas, and people who had grown up in Shags. We had the assumption that these people are dry. These people have a thick skin. These people are immune to beatings. I thought wrong. Because I think a few slaps had Diki mentioning my name. And I think at this time, I remember that moment. I was seated, where I was seated in our class, I actually shifted so that I can see what's happening. That class is there, our class is here. So now, in fact, it's an L. Our class is here, I can see that class. I could see my name coming in from every classroom before it gets to me. And then the principal comes for me and asks, what's up? What's your involvement in this? And when I get there, I deny, first option, deny. Diki changes the story. He's like, no, teacher, he's the guy with the phone. He's the one who called. Now the case changes from donuts to where is the phone. So now I'm in another layer of trouble. This phone is not mine. So the owner of the phone gave me the phone in trust, so I'll have to pay for the phone, right? So I'm in trouble for the phone, trouble for school fees, trouble for another phone that I had. And all this was simply because I invested in rumors.